Not gonna lie, that was pretty funny. Let's see here. All right. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. We're gonna start in 5 minutes. I'm gonna give everyone a chance to jump on. Let me just go ahead and leave a note for everyone. Starting. Starting in 5 minutes. All right. Give me a sec. I'll be right back. All right. Let's do. All right, all right, all right. Let's go ahead and get started here. All right, guys. Well, welcome to the webinar. We're going to be doing this every Sunday and Wednesday. Most of the time, at the beginning of the week, we do a initial review on the market, talking about potential trades, etc., which is probably one of the best ones to get into because we look at the entire week, and I talk about all the potential that the market has, possible things that could happen. This week was actually probably one of our better weeks, probably one of our best weeks actually. I was talking about GJ, and this is our area of interest here, or entry. And I was talking about this daily head and shoulders, or this 4-hour head and shoulders, and that thing just took off exactly where we wanted it to go. It actually pushed out much further than I thought, but it did take all of our take profit areas. Now it's kind of at a double top here, and we're trying to figure out what's going to go on, but for right now, I'm not going to go against that trend. That's way too strong to sell. So I'm not really interested in that quite yet. But we are at a area of previous rejection, but that is a very strong move. So we're going to wait on that. We're going to wait for more confirmation on that trade or on that pair. Actually, this week, it's been extremely volatile, to be honest with you guys. I mean, it was really nice, but the only downside of extremely volatile markets where things move so fast, and it's like once they make their massive move, it's like really hard to benefit. If you miss that massive move, it's really hard to benefit anymore off that pair for about a week or maybe even two, just because typically, yes, it's nice because it started a new trend, but we're not looking to get involved until we see some kind of correction, right? So we always want to wait for a pullback or a retest before entering the market. So unfortunately, with big moves like GJ, what happened this week, can't really touch it right now, just because it's just gonna move kind of funky for a couple days after that massive 400 pip move over the last few days. So, which is all right. I mean, there's always another day, there's always another pair, there's always another trade that we can take. So I'm in no rush at all to get involved in anything. Okay, we find opportunity pretty much every week for the most part. So, I'm in no rush, nor am I upset or sad, about that. So let's go ahead and talk about the DXY real quick. So this is for those of you that don't know, this is my little secret to looking at the trend of the dollar. Most of the time, in a lot of the pairs that we trade, do involve the actual dollar, the US dollar. And I always like to kind of check the dollar index to see how the dollar is trending, whether it's losing strength, going bearish or bullish, whatever the case is. And I really like to kind of cross-reference that information with the other pairs. And obviously I do analysis on the opposite pair, right? So if we're talking GBP USD, I'm obviously looking into what's going on with the Great British Pound right now also. But really, we're just market analysts, so we look at trends, and we decide and make educated decisions on where to enter the market, right? So that's all we really do. I mean, this is not stocks. This is not we're not trading shares from a company. Like, we don't have to keep updated with what's going on in their company or whatnot. So, all right. So let's see. Okay, guys. So I usually like to start on the daily. We've had a very long-term downtrend on the dollar. I mean, it's been just moving to the downside with pretty quick force here. Which was really nice for the most part, because if you were following this trend, I mean, you were basically selling off the dollar for the past, I don't even know, for the past like 8 months. You know what I mean? So you're doing pretty good on that. But eventually, like I said, we're gonna get a big correction. That's just because that's how it goes. Right now, we're not really sure, because if you look here, talking about price action, we look left and we're kind of running right back up into a resistance area. So I'm not really sure. I mean, I can't really tell you right now. I mean, it's not enough information for me to say we're going to be getting a reversal or this is just a correction, right? Right now, it's just a correction in my opinion because we haven't changed any, we haven't created any new trends, right, on the daily or the long term. This is still very much a downtrend. There's nothing here to tell me that we have changed, right? There is fortunately some indications here, as you can see. Like these are area. This is an area. This is a nice area where we rejected pretty hard and had a nice uptrend here. This is another area where we rejected pretty hard, had a nice uptrend here. So if we kind of get a box here and highlight that area, let's see where it ends up. Does it match up with our current position where the market is currently? So let's just get this wick here. Okay, let's just drag this over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to get it down to this wick here. Okay, so I'm going to get it from this wick here down to this wick, and then I'm just going to drag it over. Okay, so here's our area of interest. Now, it does look like we broke through. Okay, we're still within this area, so like I said, that makes it even more confusing for us right now, just because we're not sure, and it's still a clear downtrend. To be honest with you guys, I mean, really, I'm still looking at selling off this market. This could just be a small correction. As you can see here, we've had, you know, decent little pushbacks. And then it just continues to drop. And like I said, we are breaking new previous lows. Okay, so this is a very strong area, guys, and we were able to break through. Yeah, we're pulling back in, but that doesn't mean, you know, I think we should have seen more of a rejection in this area instead of actually breaking through. I think this might just be a correction, and then we may just continue to the downside, considering how strong this trend is. Let's go to the weekly on this real quick. Okay. All right. So, I mean, as you can see, I mean, there's still so much room that this market can go. This is really more of a consolidation. Now we're actually starting to break below. And as you can see, even on the weekly, our candlesticks are actually breaking structure. Like, so our actual candlestick, the body of the stick is actually breaking below the previous lows. Okay. And that's a big red flag as far as like continuation or just breaking structure in general. Okay, what was I gonna do? I'm gonna set our next target, right? Okay, and let's do it. Let's do our area of interest again here. So let's do wicks all the way across. Bam. Okay, perfect. So let me show you something. So as you guys can see, I took this box and I started at the top of the wick and I brought it all the way down to the body. And as you can see, it matched up and meshed up perfectly with this little wick here where we had that massive rejection. So this is going to be a strong area, and this is going to be a magnet for this market to actually head towards. Okay, so since we are breaking structure and new lows and all that good stuff, if this market doesn't give us a reason or any kind of tell that it's gonna like reverse very hard at this point right here, most likely we're gonna pull right back down into here, okay, which is a lot of potential. So that means that the dollar will probably continue to lose strength if it doesn't if it doesn't show a very significant engulfing candle or some kind of significant action moving back and pushing back out of this box here. So as long as we don't push out of this box here, then most likely this is going to still be somewhat of a downtrend, or it is going to be a downtrend. But that, again, it's a waiting game, right? There's no moves that should be made right now. Like I said, everything's been pretty crazy, and the only thing that's really moving pretty quick right now is the yen. So that's what I've been focusing on, but that's just something to kind of look into. Okay, so let's go to the 4 hour real quick. I just want to see something. You got to evaluate these things. Okay, so as you can see on the 4 hour, I mean, we've had big pushes, right? So really nice real nice push here. Okay, little consolidation and then big push here. Okay, so that was a really nice push. So this market is definitely not ready to sell yet. the US dollar is definitely not ready to sell yet until it gives us a signal. So my guess is it's gonna pull back into one of these resistance areas, like somewhere like right there, okay, where you see a touch here, we see a big break here, okay, that's another confirmation. We have another break, touch here, another touch here, then a big break again, and then pull back in and touch there and reject it. So most likely we'll pull right back into there. And I mean, I might even wait. I would probably wait until this market creates like a double top. Okay, so until this market kind of slows down and shows me something significant that it wants to start moving its way back down, I'm probably not really going to be getting involved in the dollar, just because it'd be counter trend trading, and I'm not. I do my best not to get involved in that. Okay, so let's go back to the GBP USD. All right, so the GBP USD, we actually pulled right into a very strong resistance area. We did break out a little bit, but we broke right back down. Okay, so now we're back in play between this area and this area here. Okay, so the momentum, you can tell that is very strong to the downside now, where it was previously very strong to the upside. But again, every big move needs a big correction. So I think that's what this is going to be. Now, I'm not getting involved in this quite yet, just because I need to see more structure broken. If you can tell right now, we just pulled we pulled in with strong momentum here into this kind of support area. But just being a price action trader, I don't want to get involved right here. I want to see break in structure, right? So I want to see this little area broken. Let me show you guys. I want to see this little guy broken here. Okay, I want to see that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of where we're rejecting. Most likely, it looks kind of nice. It looks pretty nice, like as if it will probably continue to the downside. But we can't just go off of that. Okay, but what I would really love to see is price break below here with actual candle, with actual price. So if we can make it down here, and if we can break with some kind of force, I'll probably wait for a small little retest and then enter right around there. Okay, so this is what it's gonna probably look like. So if we can break, right, if we can break out, bam, like something like that, and then give me some type of nice little retest, ideally right back up into this resistance. I would sell. Let me just change this color real quick. I would sell right in that pullback. Okay, so right at the end of this pullback, right around probably 13200 or 1.32 32,000. I probably sell right around that area, and then most likely continue to hold up until probably this area right here where this support is. Okay, just depending on what the market's showing me, but that would be pretty worth it. So if our entry was about like right here somewhere. Oh wait, sorry, wrong one. Short position here. So if our entry was somewhere around there, we could probably I would reduce my I usually use about a 20 pip, especially with a good entry like that. I use about a 20 pip, and then I would actually be targeting somewhere around here, right? And then I would obviously keep my eye on the candles and make sure that we're not like getting massive rejections or signals that the market's gonna pull back up or whatever. But that's kind of what it would look like. Now, ideally, if you want to be extremely safe, you can bring your stop loss up here above the shoulders here, above this resistance, above this rejection up here, and then this rejection if we do make that move to the downside. But ideally, structure would most likely hold at this price, at the 132,000 price, just because you broke through, and then you're just retesting. There should be no reason why this market should go right back up. It's possible, but I would just reduce risk by keeping the stop loss pretty tight. In my opinion, that's how I trade. Okay, and then you're looking for a good 100 pip move. So it'll be like a 5-in-1 risk to reward ratio, which would be really nice. or I'm sorry, reward to risk ratio. So that's kind of how I'd let that one play out. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's another one. So initially, this was one of the ones that I did at the beginning of the week. Like I said, we were able to identify a clear uptrend. We did see a pretty intense rejection candle here on the daily chart. So I really like that. We did pull down where I thought we would. Now, what I was explaining to everybody was I was actually going to wait for the break. So I wanted to wait for the break of this trend. I do like this resistance as well. So I'm waiting to break this little trend line here. If we can break, we'll probably break to around here, or somewhere around this price here at 79592. Probably break right into there, and then probably get a little trickle effect or a little correction, little pullback until we actually break out extremely hard. So that's what I'm waiting for as well. We could actually break out so hard that we actually break through the support here, and we never even really mess with this price. We just break right through it. And even if that happened, what it would look like would be, so say we broke through, right, then it would just basically be the same thing, just trying to go for just moving that whole structure down. I'd be instead of waiting for the pullback here, I'd be waiting for the pullback here. Okay, so same thing. All right, let's see what else we got. Oops, I'm just breaking stuff over here. Okay. Let me see this one. This one's a little sketchy. So I don't like to mess too much with these, like EuroCAD or all those weird ones, just because I don't know. It's always pretty wacky in my opinion. I'm not really a big fan of them. I like to stick with the U.S. dollar because I'm able to look at the dollar index and kind of stick with those trends. So it makes it. I have higher probability of calling correct when I trade U.S. dollar pairs. So unless I see something extremely significant, then I typically don't get involved in these. This one, I mean, we did have a very strong support here. As you can see, it was resistance at one point. We did have a good breakthrough, and then it was support. So I consider this a pretty strong support area, and it looks like we're kind of pushing down into it. It looks good. If it does decide to break further below, I'll probably wait for a pullback. So if this thing, like I said, if it comes down more and we're able to show a for sure close below this price, about the 144844, I'll wait for a little bit of a pullback or any kind of like flag pattern or consolidation pattern and get in at a good price and play it like that, because if we do break below, we do have a strong support here to support us, and if we can pull back pretty close to that and we can enter right above here if we do break below, then there's a lot of potential, and our next target's going to be probably somewhere. This is going to be it's probably going to be where it pulls into. Let me see. So yeah, so kind of getting the next somewhat of a support here, probably pull down into there, kind of retest a bit, and then break through if it wants to break through, and then we just go with the next support area, which would be right here. Okay. So that's how I play that one out as well. Let's see, what else do we have? Okay, so CAD JPY. I mean, JPY has had some crazy news going on. There's been so much activity in the market. So, if you were buying this market, then good for you. I mean, there was a clear uptrend. There was some serious support here, or I'm sorry, resistance, and we did break through. So what I'm gonna be waiting for is a correction. In the CAD JPY and also in the GBP JPY, just a pullback, some kind of sign, whether it be like a flag pattern or a consolidation pattern, or a pullback into structure like price action. something of that nature to get back into this market, because I think this market does have a lot of potential to the upside. So we just got to wait for a prime time to get in. Right now would be an awful time to enter this market. So it's just about patience. You got to wait for that one. Let's see what it would look like on the 4 hour. Okay, so as you can see, we broke through. We're making our way up. You can see this kind of little channel here. This this little upwards channel. I mean, a lot of times when I see these, they can do both. They can either be a continuation where they continue to the upside, or this is where a lot of times you'll get a harder correction right back into price. So I would like to see this market move right back in here somewhere. Let's see. I would like to see this market probably move right back in here, somewhere around there, because as you can see, we have price here, and a little price action doesn't hurt. So if we can pull right back into here somehow, that'd be really nice. I'd probably give this a shot right around there. Give a little buy right below, right into this area, and then probably buy it up until back where they were rejected. So get right back up into that double top. So that'd be really worth it, because if I can get right in here, I give it a little 20 pip stop. If this thing wants to reject and run up, I'll just take profit right at this previous rejection, and we'll be in the money. Okay. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it, guys. If y'all have any questions, feel free to write them in the live chat. I do have my eye on it, so I can actually answer any questions that you may have. So I'll give you guys 5 minutes to do that if you have any questions. And if not, and you're watching the replay, I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to share this with your friends. Make sure to help them out. And anyone that just wants some free analysis, like I said, I'm going to be doing this Sunday and Wednesday pretty much at the same time, between like 9 and 9:30 and 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. And yeah, feel free to check out all of our other videos. If you're new to compounding money, I would watch the video that I have already uploaded into the YouTube. It's called like turn $500 into, I think it's 88,000. And I break down perfectly on an Excel sheet where it's pretty simple to understand how to actually compound a $500 account with small wins over time into $88,000 in a year. So it sounds pretty impossible, but I break it down, and it's flawless, and it's gotten a lot of views, and it's gotten a lot of likes and a lot of comments. People really appreciated it. So make sure to go watch that video if you're interested in that. And yeah, that's going to be it. So I'll wait a little while. I'm going to get some water, and you guys go ahead and ask questions. And if not, I will talk to y'all later. Okay, let's see. Any questions? Nope. Okay. Awesome. Well, everyone that jumped on, thank you so much for jumping on. We're going to go ahead and close it out right here. I hope that you did get some ideas on kind of how I look at the markets and how I would execute trades. It's a lot of patience, it's a lot of waiting. But I mean, we are here to make money, so it's like I'm cool with doing that. I'll wait, and I have no problem with it. So let's go ahead and continue to jump on every week, guys. Much love to y'all. I hope y'all's trading goes well. I hope y'all are making money. I hope life is good. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for me tonight. So with that being said, y'all have a good one, and I'll talk to y'all soon. All right, bye-bye.